know when people come by the office and when I use the office and want to make calls from here from like the general public area, is there a small office that a person can rent on a monthly basis?
Yeah, you could on a monthly basis.
Probably no. Actually, why am I even asking for a monthly basis? I don't have the time to stop by every day. So from every now and then, are they like available offices?
Well, you
first
can
come,
always
first serve?
come work back here or
Mhm.
here during classes in those call rooms. You can go in at any time.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's what those are. Okay.
Joseph's usually always in that one though. So the other one's always open though.
Okay, cool. No, sir, I don't think so. Nice to meet you, all. Meet you too.
Oh, yeah, you
You can say that.
yeah.
How about yourself?
Yeah.
A little while, like a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can tell. I'm an expert on reading people.
Right.
Nice to meet you. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. How long did it take you to get to the office? It took me almost 2 hours, man. Right?
Yeah, that's just Tuesday for me.
Yeah.
But I think
figured.
a lot of people are like dialing in for holidays, they're on vacation, like, it's gonna be but I do the opposite, I go the opposite way. I dial it, I spend more money, I work harder, I do everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been sharing a lot of your stories with other people. Because people that know me know that I don't show my face in social media, so now I'm trying to show my face. They go, nah, this is not Oswald. That guy doesn't show his face on Facebook, and I'm like, call this guy so you know it's me, and that's what I've been doing. And between I've been sharing your story. Yeah.
All right, Glenn, like you guys here are gonna have to prepare the meeting. I know Aaron's running late, like there's a bunch of people running late.
So long as getting to the meeting. Good, how are you? Getting to the meeting.
Is it okay to go in there with coffee now?
Absolutely, absolutely.
This brings me. I think I'll go and join you on Zoom, right?
No, you are here. We're going to lock the doors.
I don't know.
Lock the doors.
How you doing, Joe? Good, good. It's Wednesday. What about fast? Wednesday, I assume it's Friday. No, it feels like a Friday, but also one night.
Good morning.
Good morning, Trudy, what are you doing?
Hi. On my way in.
Okay,
you better be.
yeah,
So
Glenn's.
don't go in. Do not leave.
All right, we're gonna wait for you. We're not starting.
Okay. Sounds good. Be there soon.
Everybody's gonna wait. There he is. Now we can start.
Now we can start.
We can start now that you're here.
We were just playing the morning.
Good morning, how you doing? Traffic's supposed to get better during the holidays, right? Because people leave.
Sure. Are you kidding me?
Laura lives like a block away, so like,
No, that's me.
you too. Barbara, happy birthday. It's your birthday, right?
No, mine is October.
Oh,
She's not Barbara.
it's wrong name then. Is it the same name, Laura?
No.
There's somebody like with her name that's birthday's this month, right? Or no? Oh my God, what's wrong with me? I'm completely lost.
Not enough sleep
You're right.
last night.
No comment.
What is wrong with me today?
You need a little, to wake you up.
A little what? Oh, see, I thought you were gonna like say a drink or something.
No.
You just wanna smack me.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you know. You won't be the first one today that's wanted to smack me if you believe that one or not. 10 a.m. Goalie, what are you doing?
I'm trying to breathe. I've got upper respiratory infection.
Oh, no. You know what? I've heard a lot of people are having that right now.
Oh my, I was in the emergency room
Oh,
on Sunday. I went to the urgent care on Saturday night
Uh-huh.
because I couldn't breathe and I was like, okay. I went to the emergency, I went there, they tested me for COVID, all that, they said I was
didn't have
fine.
it. No.
And then he told me, he goes, you could be in heart failure.
Oh,
I was
oh my
like, what?
gosh.
He's like, yeah. And I was like, I mean, I was totally freaked out.
Yeah.
So on Sunday, I got up and I went to the emergency room. And I was there for like 6 hours and they're like, yeah, you got a respiratory infection.
Oh,
Not a respiratory infection.
I've heard a lot. I
And
actually
there's
thought,
nothing they can do for it, it
No.
just comes and then you gotta let it be itself.
saw a news article that talked about that this morning.
Really?
A lot of people are getting it.
I mean, like walking, I just walked from the park right there.
That's just like Joe every day though.
Yeah, almost feel like I have some sort of.
It's good to see you though. All right, is it 10:02? Okay, we'll get the party started. How you doing, Joe?
Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
I am fantastic.
All right, great.
So let's, I don't even know where all my stuff is. I'm not even together today. Got a lot of fun things happening in December. Who's excited about the holidays? Anybody? Yes, yes, yes. So let's see if we can, 14 people on. Okay, we're gonna get more people going here. Start off the day. So holidays, tell me something good, like, what's your Christmas wish, Glenn?
To see snow on the mountains.
To what?
To see snow on the mountains. To see snow on the mountains.
To see snow on the mountains.
Yeah.
Thought you were speaking like Yiddish or something there for a second. To see snow on the mountains, okay, all right, that's next. Joseph, what's your Christmas wish? What do you wanna see for the holidays, like, what's your good thing?
I like to see family get together,
Mhm.
like, get to be warm, cozy during this, be with close people.
If you wanna have the best family get together, when they all get together, make sure you talk about politics.
All
There's no, it'll bring everybody together. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Joe, what about you?
General or hunting?
All of it.
You know what, so good news, I closed escrow in a different state, not in California,
So is that for you? Do you get a direct check or do you get a referral?
I get a referral,
From what state is that?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. I
Wow.
would have never guessed that Joe knew somebody in Wisconsin.
Well,
So
it is.
you can get referrals from anywhere.
So, so that was good news, and then for the holiday. You know what, I'm looking forward spending when the kids get up. I know a lot of people won't have the same thing, but when the kids get up, I'm looking forward to finding some form of vacation to do together, so I'm still looking. I'm late, but I'm looking for it.
So you're looking, what are you looking for? I think I didn't understand that.
And like it's a vacation that is, I'm still setting up, trying to set up a vacation with my family, so.
Oh, okay, got it. What is there, you already have like a top list of like couple places you wanna go?
Yeah. Either my choices, I think at this point, either is the easy one would be Cabo. The harder one that I have not done my homework is Tahiti.
Tahiti.
Wow.
Wow. Neither one of those sound easy.
No, Cabo is easy. It is the Tahiti one that I don't have. I want to take up somewhere that it would not be just, let's go to the hotel and come back.
Right,
What is it that I can?
right.
If
What
you want to know-
activities do you have?
If I
Yeah.
gonna fly so many hours to Tahiti, what is there for them to do?
Absolutely.
Actually, small things, sightseeing.
You been to Tahiti, Glenn? Yeah, of course you have. All right, anybody else? So something good, something for the holidays? What are you doing for the holidays, Yaga?
Finishing projects, my HA.
Finishing your product, okay, that sounds so exciting. I,
No, it's gonna be beautiful in the front of the building,
Okay.
it's terrible, but
we all have our thing, right? So,
I'm a president of the board.
sir, what about you?
For me, it's a different story. I just recently interned my mom, so it's gonna be a little bit, well, not for Christmas.
Yeah.
That's about it, yeah.
Yeah.
But the good thing is she's finally at our first place, which she should have been 15 months ago.
Wow.
You know, so,
Ask you for a favor,
yes, sir.
can you please tell me your name?
Oswaldo, sir. I'm sorry about that.
Oswaldo.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry, it was my job to come and greet you and get to know you, I haven't had that pleasure, but I just want.
I feel welcome either way, so appreciate you. It's a
Joe
pleasure.
comes into the office drunk half the time, so you just never know. I'm just kidding.
That's why I forgot, if I here or not, it was, thought that was.
No worries, Mr. Solomon.
Giselle,
What are we talking about? Something good?
something good, holidays, like any plans, anything? I don't wanna miss anybody, so.
So Hanukkah's coming up.
Yes, it's early this year, right?
Yeah,
it is.
so
See, I know.
tomorrow night is the first night. So we have to have 8 presents lined up for all the kids.
Yeah.
you get?
Kids, I don't even get a present. So, tomorrow night, we're at my sister's doing cousin exchange. I have a cousin exchange with my own cousin. Sunday night, we're invited. And you know what? It's a blessing to be healthy, alive, and at it again.
You know what, when I was my ex-wife was Jewish and I celebrated Hanukkah and all that stuff. And when we got divorced, my single biggest like windfall of money was when I didn't have to do the 8 days of Hanukkah. So like I just went back to Christmas one day, y'all getting this couple presents, you're good, you're not getting like 37. So just kidding. But not really. So that's really cool. That's really Shoku, how are you?
Good.
Thank you for coming in. What are you doing for the holidays and what's something good? Tell us something positive.
From holiday, oh, I have a visitor. My grandson is coming from Sweden, that's why.
What?
Yes,
How exciting.
yes,
Say that again?
Her grandson. Her son.
Have you been practicing the language?
uh,
Have you been practicing with your?
I know some word, yeah, I can.
Awesome. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Hey there.
Sorry.
All right, I'm not gonna get to everybody because this is gonna go on forever. But we have a small group that showed up here on time, but anybody something good? Dolly's here in the back with Westwood Escrow. We're super excited to see her.
You're asking for something good.
Yes. Did you have something?
She's gonna cross the first, deal in next week.
Awesome, that's awesome. We have a lot of things to talk about. We have a lot of really cool things happening this month, even though it's kind of like a slower month for people, but we'll talk about that as well. Let's start off with welcoming Omid, Michael, Oswaldo right there, Yvonne right there, and Mylene all to the office. So make sure you guys say hi to them. So I don't know if Mylene on or not, but I sat down with Mylene and I'm like, listen, this is what you got to do. And like, we had a conversation about lead generation and all these different things. And, you know, normally when I have these conversations with people, I don't expect a lot. Like, I don't expect you like to pick up the phone and like start doing the things that I tell you to do right away. Because that's just not the way we are. And she did. And on Sunday, she contacted me. She's like, I got to leave. What do I do? And I'm like, oh, wow. So we started texting back and forth. I tried to hook her up with some people to help her out or whatever. But the leads and the people are out there, and this is a really good time to start talking to your people. So Oswaldo's here, Yvonne's here. Make sure you guys make them feel welcome. You can haze them later. We're excited to have you guys here. We have a lot of birthdays. Joey's was on the 26th. Joey, are you on? Is Joey not on? Seriously? Everybody text Joey and say WTF. Like,
He's still celebrating, I guess.
probably. So he's like 75. So not far off. No. Joey's birthday, Lina Semagolina, Peleg, Ahmad, Pooja, Ruth, Josue, Stephen, Bahara.
Ahora.
There you go. Parnian, and who's the last one? Who? Teori. So a lot of birthdays. So happy birthday to everybody. Productivity question.
Is that, that's me?
That's you.
Oh. Let's see if they remember, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Lock in on 2 claps. Lock in on 2 claps. Lock in on 2 claps.
I forgot what I was gonna say now, gee. No, I'm just gonna share quickly with you one of the things that I use and that I've used in the past with coaching clients, and it's something called the 15 protocol. Anybody know that? Heard of it? 15 protocol? 15 protocol? I've heard of it.
I've heard of it.
Yes? 1 out of 37. All right. So the 15 protocol basically just says, you know, you have your yearly goal, your monthly goal, right? You break your goals down to a month and then you break it down to a week, right? So when you get to the 15th of the month, if you're not on pace to hit your goal, that means you need to up your activity, right? So you make your adjustment and you make a commitment on the 15th, right? So every month I get an alert on my phone, just like I did while I was sitting here that says, make your calls at 11 o'clock, your follow-up calls. I get an alert on the 15th that says 15 protocol. If you're not on pace, if you're not hitting your leads, if you're not hitting your contacts, by the 15th, that's just a point in time where you just look, you assess, and you say, okay, it's time to up. Okay, so I don't know how many of you have broken it down, but that's something that you may want to add to your system that you do.
right? To make sure that you're on pace for your goals. Everybody has their goal set for 2024, correct?
Yeah.
That was-
Yeah.
You should have it, it's about to start. Look, if you don't have something in escrow right now, you're probably not getting paid, January. Right? You get paid 90 days out from the activities you do today. So that's something you gotta keep in mind. If you're planning on having a bit, how about we try that? Are you planning on having a better year in 24 than you did in 23?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody should say, all right, well, you're missing January already. So let's get to work, add that 15 protocol, and you know how to find it. My number's up there. All right, and I'm sitting down on 2 claps. Some of y'all are ready.
Awesome. Very good.
Nice
I
catch.
have not been drinking today. Broker moment, is Rich on or not? Nope, Rich is not on, but he is probably out somewhere doing broker things. So if you need to reach Rich, it's rich@kw.com. We have Westwood Escrow update with Goalie. How are you doing, Goalie?
I'm doing great, thanks. I'm here for you guys. Look, you need closing statements, anything you need, just reach out. And like, Mira's been going back, Mira and I've been going back and forth. She's got a deal coming up. So she's getting everything ready. I've been helping around. I'm always here for you guys, even if I'm not physically here, all you have to do is text me, call me, email me, and I will respond real quick.
Yep. And you don't need to talk to Goalie when you get an escrow. You can talk to her beforehand, because when you talk to somebody about selling their property, what should be the #1 thing you talk to them about? Anybody? How much money are they gonna walk away with? Right? Because if somebody wants to sell their house, like they want it, and this is something that I think is interesting that I found out a long time ago when I first started real estate, is that when other agents talk to clients, they don't tell them what their net's gonna be for the most part. I had a client that they listed with another broker, it wasn't working, they ended up with me, and when I did the numbers, I went to my escrow officer and I said, hey, I'm getting ready to sell this property, list this property, I want to get a net sheet. And so they gave me a net sheet, and when I saw the net sheet, I was concerned. And so I sat down with them to go over the listing presentation and try to take the listing, and I asked them, I said, hey, do you know how much money you're gonna walk away with when you close escrow? And they're like, no. I'm like, so you're selling your house, you already had it on the market, the other agent did not tell you what you'd be walking away with when you closed escrow. He said, no. And I said, oh, because it's a short sale. He's like, a what? I go, a short sale. Who does not know what a short sale is in here? Everybody knows what a short sale is? No? A short sale is when basically you make an offer on a property and the bank takes less than what is owed. And it is not an easy process. At least it hasn't been. And there's not a lot of them right now. But the net sheet will tell you in a very close ballpark of how much money somebody's gonna walk away with. So if you're in negotiation or you're talking to somebody, that's a really powerful thing to have, because it'll show somebody what they're gonna have in their pocket if they walk away. And the one thing right now especially is most people have no clue. They have no clue how much their home is worth, and they have no clue what they'd be walking away with after all the fees, all the commissions, all the title, all that kind of crazy stuff. And I will tell you right now, does it seem like home prices are going up or coming down? What do you think? Up? Who says down? Who says level? Level, well, so I pulled Santa Clarita, San Fernando Valley, and I pulled LA last night. All 3 of them went up. San Fernando Valley went up 14% year over year. LA was 7%. I was like, it doesn't feel like it went up because it's all slowing down. People are slowing down, but the prices aren't really going anywhere. You're gonna get the prices that people are gonna take less. You're gonna get some people negotiating. You're gonna get that as far as like little micro things. But
Joey's here.
Joey decided to show up. What time?
He's not in yet. He
10:17. Good Lord. Joey, welcome to time management. But this is the thing, is that if your property went up 10% year over year, right now would be a really good time to talk to expired listings that maybe didn't get what they wanted to, that didn't actually sell their property within the last 2 or 3 years, because properties have gone up. So to know what it's worth and what somebody's walking away with, talking to Goldie and creating a relationship with her to get a net sheet on the front end. I've got net sheets for people like months in advance, just so they know, so they have an idea. And then what I do is I update it. So little pro tip there. And you can do that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, very cool. Clearmark title, is Jerry on or no? Nope, Jerry is not. Jerry's out doing Clearmark title thing. Rocket mortgage update. We do have Oscar in the house, so Oscar.
I'm gonna walk up with my slippers because I ran out of my house without my shoes.
You only need to know what, you just, I would have appreciated white socks. That would have been good.
Creepy, but that's the issue, right?
Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing? I'm not gonna take too much of your time because I know you guys want to get to the meat and potatoes. But yesterday we had a class for geographical farming. For those that don't know what geographical farming is, where you find an area that you're gonna work and you're gonna work it good. But it's also demographic. We can narrow down with income, age, marital status, their type of business, if they're doctors, attorneys, so we can narrow it down and focus on those individuals with phone numbers. We get a list. But you have to have a CRM to put that list in there. And yesterday I asked a couple of individuals if they had a CRM, and a lot of them said yes, but they're not using it. And some of them said yes, but I don't have everybody in there. While December is a slow month, at least for many people, this is the time for you to catch up on your CRM. CRM is contact relationship management, your database. There should be every day that we do database management. Every single day we need to do database management. And that means seeing who's who, our past customers. We got to stay in touch with them, our prospects, and maybe our future customers. We're going to be giving a class next week regarding that, CRM, so definitely feel free to attend. It'll be up on the calendar. But I do got some good news for everybody. The rates have been going down. Yes. Now that's a big thing for everybody because it means that there's going to be more buyers. But right now the time to get them, because once the rates go down even lower, you're going to have a lot of people coming into the market and the prices are going to even go up. And as Frank mentioned, they've been going up. So now they're going to even go up higher. So your buyer that could buy a house today for a certain amount is going to end up paying more next year if they don't get on the bandwagon right now. Last question. What do you guys think that the rates are right now? Raise your hand and give me an idea. What do you think the rates are right now?
I just checked it this morning. It was 7,125.
7,125?
Well, you told me it was 7.5.
7.5?
7.
7?
It depends.
It depends. Market rate right now is 7 point, what you mentioned, you looked it up on the, but that's what the average is. But there's some lenders such as ours that have it below 7. So definitely give me an opportunity to quote you or quote your customers. I'm here, I'm local, I'm gonna be here a lot. So definitely pull me to the side and say, give me some numbers. Let me see. He did that yesterday. My friend over here did that yesterday, told me on the phone, $1 million home. And it ended up being a $3 million purchase. So definitely use me, abuse me, but don't hit me, okay? All right, thank you very much for your time. Very much. You appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. What he said is really important. Let me draw you something here. What is this? Anybody know what this is?
Condos,
Birthday candles.
townhome.
It's a fence.
It's a fence.
Oh.
It's a fence. And in case you guys don't know what that looks like, that's where all your clients are at right now. They're sitting on it. You're sitting on the fence and they're hanging out. And they're gonna get off the fence next year. Because guess what? This is what happens in the real estate market. I'm sure you guys have seen this before. This is what happens, right? Where are we at right now?
Yeah.
We're kind of out there, right? Well, guess what? January, February, March, and it just goes up from there. You don't want to be the person talking to them after the fact, because there's a lot of real estate agents out there right now. Right now, and I know there's people in the room that will be able to understand what I'm about to say. It's been a very difficult year for a lot of real estate agents. Like, more difficult than I have ever seen in 20 years. And I know this because what I do is, so when I'm not doing all of this team leader stuff and real estate agent stuff, I'm in like social media groups, whatever, and I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to give them tools, talk to them or whatever. I have never seen so many people in real estate groups asking for side hustles, asking for extra jobs, asking what can I do now, telling me it's been a terrible year. Like lab coat agents, real estate mastermind, there's all of these groups out there and there's people struggling. And there's a lot of people out there that are hungry. And there is a secret formula to it, and it's in the form of my class tomorrow that I'm going to teach. So I want to make sure everybody's at the class, I have a flyer for it. But what Oscar is telling you is absolutely true, is that things are going to start changing in the beginning of the year. And I believe 2024 can be your greatest year in real estate if you start yesterday. Can't start yesterday. So you start today. And that is in the form of communication and talking to your people. Don't ask me if they want to buy or sell. Nobody's going to want to buy or sell right now. Very few people will want to buy or sell right now. You start having to have conversations with them. So that's very important, very timely stuff, Oscar. Thank you so much for that. All right, so broker class today at 4 p.m. I was going to say 6 p.m. 4 p.m. with our broker. Our broker is the president of SRAR, so he knows his stuff. I would say make sure you come here. It's on the RPA. That's good stuff. If you've been through the 7-hour RPA class that Joe taught, you probably already know everything, but to get the residual information, this is a good class. I'm just kidding, Joe. Your class is awesome. I love
Well,
your
if you're
class.
not a broker, you can still.
Yes, no, this is it's a contracts class, right?
Oh.
So it's basically
As-
on the RPA
Hey,
contract.
Frank, as compelling as Joe is, 7 hours of that class, human beings only retain 20% of that. So, and this is a moving target. The docs are a moving target. So I would encourage everybody to.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. So
So
sweet. Sorry to derail you, Frank.
Wow, they didn't do that for me. You're not even here. Like,
Pretty.
and
Sending
just for
some love, you guys. Thank you so much.
And just for future, you can only talk on Zoom if you're here on time.
Thanks for noticing, Frank.
Late.
Yeah. So do you get AARP now, or is that something you get next year?
At 50 years.
Ask that question one more time.
Do you get AARP now, or do you get it next year?
Oh, Frank, I know you're much younger than me, but you're already receiving AARP mail. So you know
That's
when
too
it
bad,
comes.
because I
Don't even play that way.
All right.
We start working on you early.
All right. So enough of
I throw it away in the trash with my jury selection envelope.
And that's what you do with the jury summons. All right, so tomorrow I'm teaching my class. This is basically 3 steps to 100,000 in the next 12 months. I've had 6 rookies of the year. I've helped 12 agents do this. Like, there is no magic button, but there is a framework, and there is a way to make this happen. It requires the one thing that most agents don't want to do, and that's work. This is not your first 100,000. If you do this the right way, which is based on consistency, and I'm not going to give you the whole class right now, but if you're already making 100,000, or you're making 80,000, you're making 200,000, you can add another 100 grand onto it. And there's other things that I'm going to disclose, but I'm going to give you every little secret that I know, and I'm going to answer every question you have. So if you want 2024 to be an amazing year, this is not a business planning clinic. This is a framework of, this is what I do right now, this second today, and what I do tomorrow, and what I do the next day. And this is the behavior that I'm going to give you and all the things you need to do. So please come to this class. Huh?
1 to 2.
1 to 2. Also, for everybody that shows up in the room, I'm going to do a giveaway of a $100 Amazon gift card. So if Glenn shows up by himself, you get a $100 Amazon gift card.
No one comes.
Okay. So I hope to see you all here. So most of you guys did not come to our business planning clinic that we had here. I brought in an amazing instructor. He was awesome. And because of that, we are doing another one because we need iterations of a lot of different things. So Joey, but now you guys have to drive to Larchmont, just saying. So Joey's class is on December 11th, 9 to 3. And all of these amazing people are going to be in there teaching the class in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'm showing up and I'm doing something.
What, if anybody had gone to the, some people in the room probably have been to the Hollywood Hills one. It was really great to have all of those voices in the room that kind of just added to the, to the contribution to your business plan. It just, I thought it was really, really good. And so, we'll give you your solo time, but it's also like a collaborative conversation. And I'm gonna take out some of the organizational modules and put in the 145 or 135 in there and go through that because I think that's an integral part of having a plan.
Yeah. Why is my name last?
Second, the best.
Positivity, I like that. All right, so advanced group property inspection. Is Mary Kay on? Laura? Mary Kay, are you on?
No.
All right, so property inspection group, they're awesome. If you need somebody to inspect your property. Also, on the 12th is our holiday party. Who's ready for a holiday party? All right, let me rephrase that. Who's ready for an open bar? So we sent out an email and somebody responded, why are you happy? They were not happy. And the person's probably not on the Zoom right now. They were like, they're not happy. They're like, it's in Glendale. Why is it in Glendale? It's so far away. La, 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 la. So I responded back and I said, I'm really sorry that you're not happy with where the holiday party is. But this is one of our trusted vendors and they are giving us a deal on their location, which is an event venue. And they have amazing food and they have amazing this and that, blah, blah, blah. He responded back and said, I'm really sorry. I did not expect anybody to answer the email. But this is in Glendale. Mary Kay. So this is her venue where they do events. It's called Vertigo. Michael Kay is the chef and they have given us the venue. They're going to have an open bar and I'm going there today and my staff is working on putting everything together to make it an amazing, amazing time. So did everybody have fun last year when you went?
Yes.
Yes, yes, okay. It should be better this year.
Yes.
It's not gonna be outside, it's not gonna be cold, it's gonna be in a really nice location. We're gonna have amazing food. The food will be better than it was last year. Laura, the food's gonna be better than last year, right?
How was that?
I think so.
Food was so good last
There'll be more of it.
Oh, okay.
DJ is gonna be better.
Who's the DJ?
I don't know, but
Me
I
either.
prefer, but I prefer all the
It's
dance.
gonna be Glenn
music.
Stone. Glenn
And then
Stone's gonna be the DJ.
Yeah, then we're gonna have a
Well,
good dance too.
We'll have a DJ if I can get the DJ to call me back. But it's gonna be the 12th. It's gonna be 6 p.m. I think we have until midnight. I told them, I said, my people like to party, so like, I don't know. But I want to make sure if you haven't, so I need to know if you're coming. So I need you to scan the code and register yourself. Who is not going? Yeah, okay, good. No hands. I like it. Good. Yeah. Don't you raise your hand, Joe. All right, so I want to see everybody there. I'm excited. Okay, so scam alert. I wanted to talk to you about this because during the holidays is the biggest time when people will try to scam you. It happens, so you guys will get messages from me that's not really me that asks you to go to the Target and get gift cards. That is just a normal thing. So I'll text you guys, you won't even think it's me anymore because it's happened so many times. Right now there's a scam going on to where you'll get a text message or you'll get an email saying that there's a problem with your Amazon order and to click here to fix it. Don't do that. If you have something, go online to Amazon to see if there's a problem. People are getting so many Amazon packages right now that this scam is going out and is costing people hundreds of thousands of dollars because what happens is it updates they ask you to update your bank account, you put in all your bank information and somebody takes it.
There's also another scam
Yeah.
going around. you're hitting your account, whoever has a franchise tax for it,
Mhm.
and charging your account. So pay attention monthly, because, one of my friends got an $8,000 withdrawn from his business account.
So, and a lot of times this stuff, they don't actually have access to your account, they make you click on something to give them access. So I would be very wary about clicking on something in an email, just pay attention, because this is the height of the season and they like to take advantage of older people and they like to take advantage of busy people, and you just have to really pay attention. So I'd hate to see somebody in here have that happen to them, especially around the holiday. Oh,
As an older person, I take offense to that.
Are you triggered? You think you should trigger? New listings. All right, so we have Charlotte on Oakhurst, Beverly Drive for 1990. There's something for lease in Beverly Hills for $1,950.
It's a guest.
Still,
Yeah.
that's still cheap. Sharam, Los Angeles, 1,950, and then Shoku. There we go. Sherman Oaks, 11,500. Where did you get that client?
This is
Previous client, Sphere of Influence. I love it. Joan Evans in Los Angeles for 4,250. Joan, are you on here or no?
Yes, I am.
Do you want to tell us about this lease that you have?
Yes, it's 2 and a den. The den could be converted to, excuse me, a 3rd bedroom, 2 bath, a lovely neighborhood. Everything has been totally upgraded, new copper plumbing, new roof, new electrical system. We're having an open house on Sunday, if anybody's interested, from 12 to 2.
Awesome. You guys should all go to the open house, take photos, post them on social media, help them out. I think that's awesome. Are you coming to the Christmas party, John?
I hope so.
Yes.
I heard what you said, so I'm the person that called because I don't drive at night. So I'm really sorry. I've never missed Keller Williams holiday party, and I want to wish everybody a very happy Hanukkah and a very Merry Christmas.
Joan, that was not you, it was somebody else. Just so you know. I didn't know, did she call?
No,
I didn't even know you called. No, that was somebody else. Patty Lopez.
Get Joan a carpool.
Yeah. Get a carpool on. Somebody go get Joan. Patty Lopez on Lakeview Avenue for $1,599,000.
Hey Frank,
Yeah.
can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
How long are the houses staying on the market now? Like, is days on the market longer?
Depends on the area. I think right now you're looking at an average probably around 30 days.
Okay.
So it just depends on the area
And how aggressive is the price?
and how aggressive is the price. Yeah.
Where's Mountain Club?
Tracy Tofty on 2720 Hillcrest Pine Mountain Club. Tracy, are you on?
Yes.
No.
Yes, do you want to tell us about Hillcrest and where Pine Mountain Club is?
Pine Mountain Club is 30 minutes from Fraser Park. Fraser Park is about 30 minutes from Santa Clarita. This is a custom home on a cul-de-sac over 3,700 square feet. It has 3 levels, and the other 2 levels can be rented out for income potential. Each level has bedrooms, bathrooms. One has a wine cellar. It's a 14,000 square foot lot. It has views off of every viewing deck on all 3 levels, and it's completely custom home built by the seller, who is a general contractor.
Is it snowed there?
So what? Not yet.
No, but does it get snowed?
Yes. Yeah, to the point to where we wouldn't be able to show the house on some days. So tell us how you got the listing, Tracy.
This is an expired listing. I prospect expireds.
Wow. And so you sent an expired letter to them, correct?
Yes,
But they got other expired letters, right?
yes.
Why did they call you?
They said one of the reasons they called me was because I did my research and actually put both husband and wife on the envelope. They were annoyed when people would write one or the other. And I also had the letter sent to their actual primary residence, which is in Montana, and not the actual property in Pine Mountain Club. So I didn't take any shortcuts. I did my research because I don't like to waste stamps. So I like the letter to actually go to the person it needs to get to. So it's just extra steps that we do to make sure that they get it.
I love it, Tracy.
So she was up there yesterday with she has two photographers, one does video, one does drone, and one does photos. And this photo here, this is the photo that was in the MLS before. Does that show like it's a 3-story, 14,000, like, does that tell you any story there? That's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. Photos are really, really important. And so like when Tracy does the photos, like she doesn't cut corners with that. Like she's gonna do a whole drone footage, whole video walkthrough of this whole thing so people can see, because people buy your properties first when they look at them online. Like that's why Zillow is so big, because Zillow has this huge online presence. And a lot of real estate agents don't do that. And spoiler alert, we're going to talk about this in my class tomorrow, because one of the 3 steps to having 6 figures in your bank account is your online presence. And that's part of your foundation. So good job, Tracy.
Thanks.
Congratulations on that job. Closings. Joe and Alper on West Hollywood for 2,300. Where did that client come from?
It's a repeating client.
Sure, gonna close 11. Joan Evans on Wilshire closed 40 for 44.95. Joan, where did you get that client from?
That was based on my marketing in the building. They have a friend that lives at the Wilshire Marquee and they referred me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ashley Shoje on Manzanares. Where is that at? Mission, is that Mission Hills or?
No,
Mission?
it's Orange County.
Orange County, okay, $4,600. Mission Viejo, there you go. Misty Viejo. Quote of the day. All right, I put the quote of the day by our training portion today because it's important. Champions don't have something that you don't. They are doing something that you can do, you're just choosing not to. I was listening to a podcast with Alex Hormozy, who went from 0 to like $200 million in his early 30s. He's trying to get to $1 billion, and he's basically mapping it out for everybody through his podcast, through his books, and he's giving away all his knowledge. He is probably, in my mind, one of the best business minds I've ever seen, and he did this quote, and it said a lot to me, because I look at people like Richard Shulman, who did like 300 million in sales last year. Richard is like, there's a whole bunch of people in here that are probably smarter than him. It's just he's doing something at a different level than what you are. And it's not that he's super talented. He's not super talented. He's not super smart. There's nothing super special about him. If you see this, Richard, I'm sorry, I love you. But it's just like, I know, right? But it's just like, there's nothing that makes someone special that makes a lot of money like that. They're just doing something at a different level. And I can give you an example of that, which is, you have a guy in your database named John Smith. John Smith. John Smith is in your database. What are you going to do for him? What are you going to do to him? You're going to call him? Absolutely. You're going to call him. Okay, you're going to call him. And he's not going to want to buy or sell. Are you going to follow up with him after that? Yes. Okay. And then after that, are you going to follow up with him? Yes. And after that, are you going to follow up with him? All right. So at some point in time, if you follow up with him and talk to him enough, he's going to probably be a friend, right? And if he's not your friend, if you talk to him enough, you'll be his. Does that make sense? So at some point in time, if you talk to and care about John Smith enough, and he gets ready to buy or sell, who's he going to call? He's going to call you, because you've talked to him more than anybody else on the planet when it comes to real estate. And you post things on social media, you've talked to friends, you've helped some of his friends out. You've gotten into this really deep relationship with John Smith, right? So what would a guy like Richard Shulman do differently with John Smith than what you would do? The answer is nothing. But the answer is also, he would times John Smith by 100. Meaning, he would go find other John Smiths. He would go find other Alpers, other Sandras, other Aarons. And he would put them all in his database, and he would call them and do the exact same thing he did with John Smith. That's what makes him a champion, is that he takes one thing that he does really, 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 really well that all of us can do, and he times it by 100. And then with what? Massive action. Massive action. And then what happens is that he's gonna get to a point to where he can't talk to all of these people. So what does he do? Bring somebody on to help him out. And then he brings another person, and that's how a team starts. But it starts with talking to one person, and making that one person your person, because guess what? If you have John Smith in your database, John Smith goes and uses Aaron to sell his house, guess what? He was never your person. You just thought he was. So you have to make your people in your database your people. And you do that by over communication. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that tomorrow at our class. Because I'm not only going to show you what to do, I'm going to show you what to say. And then after you say that, I'm going to show you what to do after that. And then after you do that, I'm going to show you what to do after that. I'm going to tell you each and every step very granularly to where you'll have no questions on what should I do with the people in my database. It'll be that inclusive. All right, so let's talk about the holidays and the 2024 predictions. I'm so glad so many people are here because I want to get opinions. I don't want just veteran agent opinions because Shoku's opinion is super important and she's super knowledgeable. I want to hear what she has to say, but I also want to hear what new agents think. Because new agents bring the perspective of our clients, of what's happening in the news and what's happening out there in the world, because there's a lot of noise. And us as real estate agents, we have to block out what's happening with the noise and what's happening out there. So where will rates go next year?
Down.
You think rates will go down? Down.
A
little down.
Didn't the Fed announce it? That's gonna have 6 cuts?
Have they ever lied?
Yes.
Yes.
But even if they have.
Has the
2
government ever lied?
cuts, But it's also an election.
Yeah. What happens in election year typically? Nothing. A lot of things don't usually make massive moves in election year because nobody wants to be like the bad guy. So, well, rates may go down. I feel like rates will come down a little bit. Oscar, what do you think?
They've been going down, they went up a little, but they've been going down. The predictions from major, Rolls Rock.
Yeah.
Mortgage Bankers Association
Yeah.
is the low 6s, the high 5s.
Yes.
So if that happened, what do you think would happen in the market with your clients if that happens? So right now, the conversation that I'm gonna have with my people is that, hey, I was just looking at some of the market trends. If the rates came down, would you change your mind about buying or selling? Right? Because if rates come down for sellers, like that's gonna make their home more attractive. It's going to increase the volume. We may even have bidding wars again. A lot of speculation, not 100%. Do you think there'll be more sales next year?
Yes.
Yeah,
If the rates.
if the rates come down. Does anybody agree with that? If the rates come down, if the rates don't come down, do we think there'll be enough, the same amount of sales?
I think people will be on the fence if they'll continue being on the fence.
I raise my fence. So do we think there'll be a surge in transactions?
Yeah.
Okay, what would cause a surge in transactions?
Interest rate going down,
Uh-huh.
prices going down a little.
Was that?
That wouldn't happen at the same time.
Yeah,
Price reductions.
yes,
One factor that we are not talking about how economy overall can go negative toward a recession. And that would have a different effect on the market. So
Yeah.
one factor that we're not talking about that is that, if we anticipate a lot of negative stuff with the economy, if that happens, then we need to look at how that will affect the market, even with the lower interest. So, there's a lot of noise, but at the end of the day, and then with the election usually, but the Fed usually don't want to sound like they're favoring the sitting president, so they don't do much.
yeah.
So there's a lot, but as you said, do they ever do what they're supposed to do? No, so you know what, with one factor that we are not talking about, the economy itself.
Yeah.
So that's another bad factor beside the interest rate.
But the economy is gonna, as all economists say, the economy is gonna be bad next year. But there's also
What's bad? When you say the economy's gonna be bad, what's considered bad?
inflation,
Inflation? Yep.
so there's less money for you So outside of food and necessity,
Mhm.
there's gonna be less money for you to spend every month. And there's a lot of companies that are already talking about cutting employees. So there's gonna be a lot of people going on unemployment. But then at the same time, there are neighborhoods who are never gonna be dependent on that. And there's a lot of people sitting on cash to buy in a certain neighborhood.
What neighborhood is it?
Every neighborhood has its own, like, I don't think Beverly Hills is ever gonna be dependent on economy crash. Good. There's still 100 buyers, 5 houses come in the month.
Well, I mean, and when you talk about Beverly Hills, you talk about Brentwood, so one of the big differences about neighborhoods like that is that they're not dependent on local economy, because a lot of people who own these 10, 15, 20, $30 million homes in Beverly Hills, they own homes elsewhere too. They're not just spending money here, they're spending money in lots of different places, so they don't actually come into play when you talk about the economy, and it's an outlier compared to everybody else, to where you have the people in North Hollywood, and you have investors for North Hollywood, they only buy in North Hollywood because they understand the dynamics and all that kind of thing. But I think the one thing we all have to think about, and this is what's important, because you can create conversations within the people you know in your database with what's going on, because there is so much going on right now that I don't think people are actually thinking about it the way I do, the way business people do, the way you guys do. And that is, we have an election coming up. Everything Joe said was 100% correct. They don't usually like to make too many decisions or too many pendulum swings back and forth when it comes to an election year. Because somebody wants to win. They both want to win, right? We have a very interesting situation with a president right now. Right, like his cognitive abilities are being called into question. If you watch him speak, like you're like, what, right? So, I mean, I'm not going to get into policy on what I think about the guy, right? I'm going to be very general with that. But then you have another guy who created, in some people's theory, an insurrection, and a lot of people hate him. And he hasn't even been part of the Republican debate, and he's still the front runner. Like I'm like, what, like, there's a debate coming up, like, in the next couple of days, I think, right? And he's not even showing up. And they're debating based on, they're trying to beat that guy who's not even showing up, who may go to jail. Like, what? So that's one factor that's a little crazy. The other factor is that we're giving billions of dollars to Ukraine for this war that, if you've turned on the news, have you heard anything about it? Is it still going on? Like, it got overshadowed because guess what? Now we have another war.
And a third one coming too.
Like, I don't even know about the third one. But there's all of these things that play into our economy and what's going on, right? And then you talk about interest rates, you talk about local economy. You have to take all of these things that you see in the news with a grain of salt. You have to do your own research. You have to do your own investigation. And the best way to do that is to find the pulse of your database and the people that are around you. So if Glenn's in my database, I'm going to call Glenn. You know, what nationality is Glenn?
Yeah, he's not, I saw that.
So I mean, I would call Glenn. I would just start having a conversation about the economy. I'd be like, hey, what do you think about what's going on, you know, with Hamas and Gaza? Like, what do you think about that? Ask people questions. That is the best way to figure out what people want to do. Wait, hold on, guys. If you're talking, so I had a coaching time with an agent in the office, and they were like, I have this couple who are thinking about buying or selling a house, and, you know, I was trying to, you know, encourage them to use me. And I'm like, well, what did you say? She was like, I told them, you should do this, and you should do that, and you should do this. And I said, I'm like, do you have kids? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, did you ever tell your kids what to do, and how did that work out for you? They're like, oh, yeah. Like, you can't tell, even though you're the authority, even though you know better, you can't tell anybody what to do. I said, let's role play. And so what I did is I said, why would you want to keep your house off market? Why would you want to sell it off market? What's the benefit of selling it off market? Do you think less people seeing your house is going to have sell for more money? I started asking questions. The best thing you can do with your database is you go in there and you start asking them questions. Start talking to them. Start having a general conversation about the economy, about different things. And guess what? real estate's gonna come up. Always does. Always does. You talk about interest rates, you talk about the wars, the multitude of wars that are going on. This is the craziness that happens in the news. The key is that if you start having these deep conversations with the people in your database, as a casual, you're not saying, hey, do you want to buy or sell a house? Hey, nobody likes that. Nobody wants to be sold. So you just have conversations where you get to know them at a different level. That is really the key. If you do that, because guess what? If all of y'all sit here and not call anybody and not talk to anybody and don't do nothing, there will not be a surge in transactions. The interest rates will not move. There will not be more sales next year because sales don't magically happen and people don't magically just call you. Sometimes, I mean, if you're Shoku, people call you. If you're Joe, people call you. But there's reasons why that happens. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. But what I'm trying to tell you is that I think my personal prediction is that rates will drop a little bit. I don't think they're going to drop as much as everybody thinks they do because that never happens. It never goes as far extreme as what you think happens, because when I saw the interest rates moving, I was like, man, that could go to 10%. We could see 10%. It's happened. It's happened. Hey, Oscar, you saw, well, you were around when it was at 10%, weren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. It could totally happen. But guess what? When I made that prediction, didn't happen. It got really damn close though. It ticked up just a little bit over 8%. And a lot of people never saw that in their lifetime. It freaked me out because when I got into real estate, it was 7.25. I was like, no, we're good. We're not at 7.25. Whoop, whoops. Well, now we are now. So it didn't get that far. Also, interest rates don't matter. Don't focus on the interest rate. You got to focus on the person. You have to have the conversations with the people to figure out where they are at in the process of them buying or selling. But if you guys don't do anything, none of this is going to happen. I think that there is going to be, I think they're going to come down a little bit. I think we're going to hover around the 5 or 6 area, somewhere around there. And I think that if you talk to enough people, this will be the greatest year in real estate that you have ever had. Yes, sir.
Oh, so I know this may sound like mystical,
Yep.
or just like in the air, but one thing I've been doing, just even for myself, is I've been talking like to people like friends and, you know, potential clients about just meal prepping, like how much money you can save just by boxing up food for the day or the week. You know, because like a lot of times we spend so much money just on gas to get in the car and dress and get whatever just to go to a restaurant and we eat, and it's like $40 something is spent just on one day when that $40 could be put to a whole meal for the whole week, you know? So it's just like, or half the week. But you know, when it comes to just, you know, interest rates going up and like a mortgage rate going up or inflation going up, like I've only thought like it's time that you get more, you know, motivation and you start like learning how to cut or keep your money instead of just like blowing it a lot.
Absolutely. There's a lot to be said about saving. And I don't think we have that conversation enough in the world. You raising your hand?
Yeah, when you're finished that point though. But, I mean, if you, I'm still being recorded, excuse my French, none of that shit matters. It doesn't matter. In the worst economy, houses still sell. People still buy houses. The worst economy. So if you get caught up in, are they going up? Are they going down? Is the price going up? Is the price going? It doesn't, none of that matters. If prices go down, you just have to sell more houses to make the amount of money that you're going to make. You just have to increase your level of activity. Yeah. But if you sit and you worry about rates are up, or prices are down, up, down. I started in 2008. I was doing short sales and I sold a house for $38,000, $54,000. Like the house is still sold, man. So regardless of any of that, unless you're going to switch industry because of a rate, or you just have to do the work.
No, but
and that's not even on your point. That's on from where we started to where we're getting now. If you get caught up, this is the weeds.
But there is a fact that he said this year, the total of the sold is 3.7 million. but in 2008, it was 4 million. The worst year that I experienced or we was experiencing was 2008. The total in nationwide, it was 4 million, but now it's 3.7. It means whoever can survive this year is more winner than 2008.
But it's,
I mean,
the price point though.
no,
right?
no,
So if you
not
think
talking
about
about.
4 million,
I'm
She's talking about,
talking-
she's talking about total sales in a year.
yeah.
Yeah, not only that, yeah, 2000 nationwide. I mean, if we survive 23, it means we are winner because it's worse than 28. This
Right.
year was worse than 28.
I will,
Sorry, Frank, I just want to say the point I'm trying to make is that we're talking about the buyer in this situation because the interest rate is gonna affect the buyer. All the way down to the price of the house, but if everything is gonna be an inflation, I'm just trying to find a solution to how people can save money so they can afford to buy.
when everybody's gonna have a different solution, right? So that'll help some people and other solutions will help different people. So this is the thing, Shoku's right, 3.7 million, is that predicted for this year?
Yeah.
Super low, super low, but if there is an agent out there selling 100 houses a year, can anybody name an agent that sells about 100 houses a year? I can name 5 right now, this second, off the top of my head, that are personal friends of mine, that I can literally call, that sell more than 100 houses a year. So if there are multiple people like that right now in this market, you think you can sell 10? If you don't sell 10, why do you think that is? That's because the person who's selling 100 is talking to more people than you. And I would love to make it super complicated, but that is it. And I will tell you, except for one of those people that I'm thinking of, none of them are any more talented than you guys. None of them. And in some of them, a-holes. So they're just not good people. Like there's one of them that it's not a good guy. But he's selling 200 houses a year. I'm not talking about Richard Schulman's a really super nice guy, right? Not talking about him. I'm talking about another dude. And I bet you if I said his name, everybody would know this. But, this is the thing. I also bet you that if I went around and asked you who you thought it was, you'd tell me somebody different.
What company?
No, not.
We're being recorded.
Yeah, we're being recorded. No, but my point is if somebody's out there selling hundreds of homes, 50 homes, 60 homes, whatever, you guys can sell 10 or 15. And I know 10 or 15 extra houses or just 15 houses would change some of your lives. You can do it. You just have to believe it. Questions before we keep moving on? Yeah.
There's opportunity in every market. It's really, so you have these conversations and you have to be able to identify what the opportunities are for people and convey that in conversation.
Yes. Oh, hold on. I got 2 things. I got Joe, you have a class coming up, right?
Yeah, so quickly to follow up with the great class that Oscar had yesterday about geofarming and all that. So we're gonna have 2 classes coming up. It would be a door knocking, and I'm gonna do it in 2 parts. One part of where we come in, get ready, we create flyers and all that. And I usually do that with my mentees, but I'm opening up with everyone. And those of you that came with me last year and we physically went out and we had you, how did you like it? Good. So now I'm inviting everyone to come. But for us to be able to be ready to go door knocking, actually physically go out, and Oscar also promised that he's gonna wear his sandals again and come door knocking with us. And we're actually gonna go door knocking, physically go out the door knocking, but I'm gonna create a class before that where you're gonna download the Toolbox 24 and then be able to be ready. So when we are going out there, you have your app ready, you have all the information, you have your flyer ready, and then we're all gonna go out together and door knock. But you have to let me know if you're gonna be attending, and it's open to everyone, new or veteran. So please let me know. I'm gonna be doing this in a few weeks. Probably it's gonna be toward beginning of January. But if you're interested, please let me know.
So if you're not a fan of door knocking, let me just tell you, if you don't know how to add people to your database, because you just need to add more John Smiths. You need one, if you can do one John Smith a day to your database, in a year, you'll have another 10 transactions. And that's math. I didn't make that up. I can prove it. So make sure you touch base with Joe. It's a great class. Joe's a great mentor. He's great at teaching this class. He's done it so many times. And when have you seen an lender go door knocking? Come on now, search it.
You know what, there's gonna be a lot in it. You know what, yesterday's class, that, Oscar was teaching, he had to compress a lot of things and he had to go really quickly. So, but in that, the first class, I'm gonna have somebody actually that knows the app go over and tell you what other means, how you can prospect and give you more detail of how using that app.
Awesome.
So please come, that would be very educational. It will show you how you can get information, get proper information, how to, you know what, if you were in the class with Oscar, he told you how you can see what's the turnaround in a certain neighborhood. You can go by age, you can go by how long they had. So with that class, I'm gonna have somebody that is an expert teach you how to use that app. And we're gonna try to make some flyers ready. So the next time we meet, we are ready to pack and go and door knock.
Awesome.
So I highly recommend it for all.
All right, we have Sandra.
Yes.
You want to talk about something?
Saturday, I belong to a Guatemalan organization. We help whoever needs help usually in Guatemala, but there is a huge need in Tijuana right now in Mexico. A lot of people are stuck there, immigrants, and they're living in those conditions. We've been sending aid, help like once a month, and we're gonna do it again this Saturday, December the 9th. So if anyone is willing to help us with donations such as hygiene products, you know, like toothpaste, toothbrush, toys for the kids. There are a lot of kids there. So we want toys. They can be new and or used, it doesn't matter. Clothes we need, but we have some. But yeah, we could use some.
As I collect, for the homeless,
Okay.
I have so much clothes right now that I was gonna take down to the shelter, but I'll be related.
So something like this is really easy to do because there's a thing called the dollar store that you can go and spend $5 and get like 10 different things and put it together, little packages. You can help Sandra out with that. And I mean, it's the season of giving. And it's a really, you know, it's another reason you can reach out to your database and see if anybody else is willing to do that.
What's the 20 on? I mean, what's the location? Oh, you can give me the stuff and I'll take it. We have a storage place in, Hacienda.
You're just taking it home. Come on, be honest.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So we have a place in Highland Park. It's a little storage place, but we're getting together this Friday and we put it in bags so we can give it to the mothers and the men to shading, queen, shading products, anything.
Awesome, awesome. Connect with Sandra, let her know if you can help. Let's wrap this up before it gets too late. I have to go to Vertigo and check out the space for our holiday party. So needs and wants. Needs and wants. Joe, you always have something. What do you got?
You know what, in Johan's building at 535, you have a rental coming up. It's 2-bedroom on the 4th floor.
Okay.
So if you're looking for a rental in that building, that's coming up. And as I've been teaching for the 2 brand new construction that I'm still waiting for them to finish. If you have somebody in the $5 million range, I'm still working on that. There is another new construction that's coming up about $7 million if you are interested, and another $9 million in Sherman Oaks. So if you have anybody looking for new constructions, please let me know.
If you guys don't have any business right now, when somebody says that in the class, talk to them to see if you can promote their properties to your database. You get the information, you just call everybody in your database, and that will give you power, even if nobody wants it. It'll give you a lot of power. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Good job, Joe. Yes, sir.
We have listing on Slauson, West Slauson at the Super Mall. It's 4 units going together or separately. That'll be retail or
It's a commercial.
It's a
For
commercial.
sale or for lease?
For lease. The lease is 2,000 per unit singly, but if you take all four of them together, we can work out a deal with the,
Awesome. Awesome. Anybody else, needs and wants? Anybody on Zoom? Everybody, come to the Christmas party and tell Laura that you're coming, so we actually have enough food for you. We're getting enough food for 4 people because of just Joe. But the open bar, do I need to say anything else? Open bar. So, thank you guys for coming. I really hope this was helpful, and I hope this, you guys know. Unfair share. Oh, thank you, sir.
What kind of memorial? Yeah. Because she actually had.
Yes, what kind of-
In your life.
1 o'clock, I think.
We left our, we went to the civil war, we were thinking, no, they put the press, their present child. Managed to get that done, thanks to the help of people. Our kid or company I was born.
So nice.
I think we're gonna take it.